Hello, I am going to tell a story of a person who appears to have been drugged or poisoned for being a whistleblower. This story is inspired by actual events. With the world we live in, I'm sure you understand, I can tell you more truth with a story than with the truth. So please don't ask if it was General Motors in the awe. I can't answer those questions. I will be telling you many stories inspired by actual events. On occasion, I will state actual events that can be verified, but unless specifically mentioned and linked in the description, understand it is a story inspired by actual events. Welcome back. I can't tell you how much your support and understand mean to me. My first video at the time I am making this has over 50 views. I would really love it if you hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and maybe leave a comment. But if you know me and or work for the company, I understand. Stay safe. I would not want anyone else harmed. So, let's get back to the story. We had many people from all over the country at this plant. Many were from parts plants. They had never worked on an assembly line. Most jobs, you are tied to that line. If you stop, the whole line can stop. And they were not used to that. They were used to being able to work ahead and then go off and fuck off, goofing around. And they could not do that here. And some were always looking for ways to make it happen. I was honestly told by many, including an appointed union official, to just let the defects go so they could get off the line. This person was an alternate committee person. It is someone appointed, not elected. They fill in when the two elected officials are not available or busy. Yes, he told me to just ship defects, to not worry about them. Once, when he was the acting committee person, he was telling me in front of my team that doing my job was not important. He got right in my face doing this. I think I told him I didn't understand him, and that he was not big enough to explain it to me. My boss had to order him to leave. Normally this guy was a replacement operator in our department. But this union really has to do a better job of picking these appointed people. They are usually filled by people who play kickball or are dating or married to someone, and you get what you pay for. Now, pretty much everything I did is part of my job. The training we did for it was a joint program between management and union. So I can't understand why anyone too stupid to understand that or actively trying to harass someone doing it would be allowed to hold any union position, appointed or elected. And this was not the only time I had issues with this union on this subject. I had to tell many of them, hey, if you are telling me to not do all this work I've been trained to do, then put it in writing, and explain it to management. Every fucking one of them refused to do it. Next time in part 3, I will explain how he further sabotaged and harassed me at work, talking about him disabling tools, and creating defects, and again for legal reasons. I am just telling you a story inspired by actual events. I honestly don't remember his name, so please don't ask or leave comments. If you ask me if his name is John or John, and if his last name starts with an S, I can't answer that. And with my health, I could remember his name a few days or weeks from now. But today is not that day. As a note, when I was in quality, he ended up getting a job as a repair guy, and shortly after that, when I stayed over, I was asked to do the job differently, so the repair guys had more time to watch movies. I really hope you like these stories. And as a note, I told his tale on social media, with no names mentioned at all. A few days later, guess who showed up on my Facebook? You might know this person? Yes, it was this replacement operator. Imagine that. Please don't make more out of this than it is. I am not suicidal. Just practical. My health is just bad. And it seems to be getting worse. Even if I had good insurance, I don't have any expectation of getting better. Just worse. So the best I can hope for is a bump in quality of life as I wait to die. That said, could you please take some time out of your schedule and ask your representatives in DC to do 2 things. 1. Much of what was done by union officials that was wrong was not illegal. So there really needs to be something like a fiduciary responsibility for union officials, elected and appointed, like you have for some financial jobs. We have a union safety person. It's normal. Well, they have a responsibility, and they had one that was not very good. But I kept hearing no one else wanted the liability. There needs to be something like that. I mean, the story I heard a person in our union. He got a job for someone in exchange for false testimony in court. That is a crime if you could prove it. That story is coming. But much of what is wrong is not illegal. That loophole needs to be closed. 2. If you could ask them to pass a national assisted suicide law. I fully expect for my health to get worse. I am basically a parasite, living by the grace of others. If they die, I figure I'll be soon after. And I know one person who might be going broke putting a spouse in a nursing home. As my health gets worse, I honestly feel I deserve an option to die with the same dignity that we afford animals we care about, and spare others from the horror of the mess. I am looking at dying in the cold from being homeless or passing out in the snow using a snowblower. Or something far worse if homeless. Or from forgetting I have some netting on the stove if I am cooking and don't realize the state I'm in. I have forgot doing things in the past. I deserve an option. If you contact your Congress members online, please send them a link to this video. Tell them to get off their ass and help a brother out, please. Hope to see you all for part 3.